What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Learn to understand what it is your judgments may say about you. We think that when we judge another person that we need to be criticized or condemned for it. And while I wouldn't promote judging other people, there's definitely something that you could learn there if you're willing to take the time to reflect and examine what's going on. I shared in a separate video the compassion book lessons that came from there. And the first thing that they speak about is understanding that all actions reflect a need. Now, this isn't a matter of being an absolute where this is true under any circumstance. What it is it's more of a mindset. It's a mindset shift to help you view things in a way that could help you be more compassionate towards other people's actions as opposed to being frustrated, angry, so many alternatives that don't serve us at all. As a matter of fact, they're to our detriment because we know when we're frustrated, when we're angry, when we're stressed, how much that impacts us on a day-to-day basis. So if you can instead think about what is the need for that action, it could at least help you empathize with another person to the point where no, it won't justify what happened a lot of the time, but it will at least help you look at things in a way where you could hopefully let it go. You don't have to agree, but hopefully you can let it go. An analogy for that is if somebody were to get caught stealing $20 from your wallet, your immediate instinct could be, what are you doing? You condemn that person, fight that person, you get that person out of your life. How can they steal from you? What's going on here? And then imagine that the same person, you found out they just lost their job. They're dealing with a lot of pressure at home. They don't know how they're even going to provide the basics for their family in terms of a roof over their head, food on the table. And in a moment of weakness, they saw your wallet there, they saw the $20 just sitting there, and they made that decision. And that decision was a mistake, but they made that decision. Then you could begin to understand a little bit better. I think in most cases, if we were confronted with something like this before the fact, we would happily give our $20 to our friend. We would give more than $20 to our friend. But then you find out something like this happened. And again, this doesn't justify stealing. That wouldn't be the right thing to do, but it helps at least soften your heart potentially to that person's actions so that you're not the person who's suffering. It is nice for them, but you also don't want to be the person who's suffering. It goes back to that saying of anger. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So think about this as putting the poison down so that we're not harming ourselves. But with that said, when it comes to, you know, this is how we may respond to the actions of other people, but how can we start looking at that from our own perspective, specifically when it comes to how we judge other people? Because obviously, judgments are also an action that's based on a need. We could look at it with somebody else. There's that kind of cliche where you're putting somebody else down to make yourself look good. You could see somebody who does that all the time. They get around you and they start gossiping about a specific person, and it always comes back around. Somehow, some way, you could say that it's a beautiful sunny day outside with perfect weather, and they'll find a way to flip it about talking, about somebody who may be on their mind all the time. And so we could say, hey, you're trying to tear that person down to make yourself look good. So when we look at actions like that from our perspective, and when we look at how we may be judging people, it's an opportunity to not just say, hey, I want to eliminate judgments from my life. I never want to judge another person again. It's a bad thing. It's something that needs to change. Just think about it more as an opportunity to understand yourself a little bit better. by pausing, reflecting, and examining what could be going on. If I'm in a rich neighborhood and I'm judging the people there, these people morals are bad, their values are bad, they're willing to do anything for money, and I don't even know them. It's an opportunity for me to think and say, hey, what's going on? Why am I always coming to these conclusions when I'm in this type of environment, and why do I feel the need to express this to other people, knowing that it's going to be perceived negatively by the people around me? It's what it comes down to, potentially, if I were to examine it in this way, and this isn't me, this is just an example, is maybe I'm insecure about where I'm at financially. Maybe I made decisions at the expense of making money that I thought would be better for myself as a person, whether it's right or wrong. And when I look at other people who I believe may not have made that same level of compromise, there's something about it that upsets me. If I'm around, a group of guys and I'm thinking, hey, he doesn't look that good. He don't got money like that. He doesn't do this like that. He doesn't do that like that. Maybe there's something lingering from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, where those type of comparisons weren't in my favor. And I felt that maybe I couldn't be around certain types of people. Who knows? But it's just an opportunity for you to take a look and find out what's going on within yourself, because then you could get to the root of things and understand, maybe this isn't something that I need to express anymore. Maybe I have a good understanding of why I'm always choosing these type of actions, to make a correction moving forward and kind of disregard that, because we don't know what decisions anybody made. We don't know what, goes on to get somebody to where they're at. We can make assumptions, but we really don't know. And when we could learn that about ourselves, of course, we could extend that to other people as well. When we're next to somebody who's making those judgments about people with money, or if we're next to somebody who's saying, hey, she don't look as good as she thinks, she's not this, she's not that, we could use our own experiences to maybe understand why the next person is doing something, and we could just be proactive in making sure that we're not critiquing and condemning that person. So I'm finding more and more that so many things in life aren't a matter of, wagging your finger at somebody, telling somebody they're good, telling somebody they're bad. In an absolute matter, there are more opportunities to understand what's going on and to see where we can make these changes, see where we could find these opportunities for growth, because we all say that we're not perfect, but that we all critique, judge, and condemn each other for not being perfect. So we have to understand this is just part of our life's process. But if we're willing to take that challenge to grow and improve, then we can make something of it, instead of letting these things be harmful to us, harmful to our mindset, and harmful to who we are as people. So that's it for this one. If you've experienced something like this, I would love to know. Share a comment below, and I'll talk to you next time.